Hello everybody, this is Dalfa, and we're back in Sunrider Liberation Day Return. This time we're going to be doing Ava's route, so let's carry on. Naturally, the ship's XO would be the best person to turn to for help in this situation. Okay, we're going to Ava. Are you sure about this, Captain? Knowing that stick-in-the-mud woman, she'd probably be the first person to report you to security and lock you up in the brig. No. Out of everyone on board this ship, there's no one else I trust more. Besides, she's been trying to convince me the past month that Chigara is a spy, and now I'm going to go to her and tell her she's been right all this time. We need Ava's help more than anyone else. She's the highest ranked officer on board the ship, aside from me. Not to mention, she's good at getting things done. Well, if you say so, Captain, but just to be on the safe side, I think you should meet her without me. Yeah. That'll probably be for the best. After all, seeing you would probably put her in a bad mood. Yep. With that, she'll set off to the usual place to find Ava, which is the bridge. T-mana 63 hours until the Liberation Day Massacre, 27 hours until Chigara enters the mainstream. Yes. Hello! Sure enough, he found Ava working at the bridge. He tried to walk into the bridge as casually as possible and approached her. Hey! Ava! Over here! Ava turned in irritation at Shield's unusual way to greeting her. Is there a problem, Captain? Yeah. Come over here. Shield ushered Ava into a secluded corner of the bridge. Captain, what appears to be the problem? Well, honestly, he had no idea where to even begin. Hello, Ava, my glorious childhood friend turned executive officer. I have just traveled back in time to prevent a future massacre from happening. Oh, by the way, don't trust anything the other guy, who looks identical to me, says. Besides, he's heading all of you guys off to a great big disaster. Yeah, right. Like I could even just say that. Captain, you appear to be in a great amount of thought. I was in fact planning to visit you in your office sometime after finishing my shift, to ensure that you were given the battle plan's due diligence. Ah yes, I still remember that little incident. Oh yeah, little? Nope. This is going to be difficult to believe, but I swear, upon that day in Advanced Academy, when we tried to scrub the entire pool clean between just the two of us, oh yeah, I remember that, that I am the Kyoto Shield you grew up with from childhood, understood? I see. Shields took Ava's shoulders and whispered into her ears. First Officer Crescentia, what I'm about to tell you is a highly classified matter which directly affects the security of the entire galaxy. And as much as I would like to say this is a joke, I am being completely honest. I have travelled in time from the future to warn you of an event which will occur shortly after our successful liberation of Sira. During the victory ceremony, Chief Engineer Ashada will fall under the control of the prototypes and orchestrate the assassination of every major Alliance military leader at the ceremony, including Admiral Harold Gray. This event will spark an intergalactic war between the Solar Alliance and Pact, which will threaten the existence of humanity as we know it. There is currently another Kyoto Shields, frolicking with the Chief Engineer right now in my office. This is the Kyoto Shields that you know as your captain in this timeline. You must do everything in your power to prevent the Liberation Day Massacre, starting with the detention of Chief Engineer Ashada. Ava swallowed every word without a hint of surprise in her eyes. Yet Shields knew that every word of what he had just said sounded like a big prank. Finally, Ava nodded. Very well, Captain. I roughly understand the situation. Shields sighed in relief. I'm very glad you believe me. Honestly, if our positions had been reversed, Indeed, your final order to detain the ship's chief engineer appears quite difficult to carry out, as my current superior officer has flatly denied my request that she be detained. That would be you. If I go to him now and repeat the same demand, I doubt the outcome would be any different, and of course, if I unilaterally detain her, I imagine the fallout would be quite grave. As circumstances currently are, you may strip me of my rank for insubordination. Ava certainly did have a point. As long as the highest ranked officer on board the ship protected Chigara, there wasn't anything the XO could do about it. Shields pulled his hair in frustration at his own past self stubbornness. For a moment, He was overcome with the desire to march up to his office and smack some sense into his other self, like you did in Ikari's route. That again. First, I will head to Deck 0 and confirm whether there truly is another Kyoto Shields in your office right now. You will escort me there and stand outside in the hallway while I speak to him inside. Once I have verified that there are indeed 2 copies of you in this universe, I will make what preparations I can to stop the prototype's plot. Alright, sounds like a plan. For once, Shield's heart swelled at having such an effective executive officer. He should have appreciated the work she did for him. Upon looking back at how he had treated her, his heart ached with regret. She had been right all this time about Chigara, but he had opposed her at every turn. He had even dredged up his past relationship with her as an excuse to defend Chigara. He had to apologize, only with the benefit of hindsight did he now know how wrong he was. The 2 of them entered the lift and headed up to Deck 0. Shield stood outside his office while Ava spoke with the other shields inside. After a brief moment, she emerged, her face grave. A part of me suspected that this was merely an elaborate prank, but I see that you are the real deal, Kyoto Shields. I imagine you will not tell me just how you managed to travel back in time? I'm afraid not. You, wouldn't want to know anyways. Very well, perhaps I am better off in the dark in regards to such dangerous matters. But I believe you are telling the truth. There could be no other explanation as to why you would suddenly change your position on the chief engineer, aside from the fact that you are indeed from the future. And do not believe you are some body double impersonating the Kyoto Shields I know either. But the situation is no better, as I am utterly incapable of convincing the current captain of this ship to change his mind. About that, Ava. I'm not sure how much it means to you, given the circumstances, but I'm sorry for how I just treated you in my office right now. And before that too, when you tried to convince me to detain Chigara. Captain, it hardly makes sense to apologize for actions of another individual you have no control over, regardless of the fact that he is your identical clone. No, the guy in there is still me, and I feel ashamed to even look at him. He lost too much, and just wants to keep hearing that he'll come back to Sira with a new family. I shouldn't have treated you so poorly. I hurt you. I still can't believe some of the things I said. I was emotional. I should never have accused you of being jealous or anything stupid like that. You'll always be a lot more than just my executive officer, Ava. I can't put into words how much I regret saying anything else. Captain, while I appreciate your honesty in admitting you were wrong about the chief engineer, I believe there is a time and a place for anything further, and that moment is not now. We appear to be in the midst of a conspiracy to murder the top Alliance military brass. First, we must unravel this plot before deciding on anything else. Heh, spoken exactly like Ava. Alright, but after all this is over, then I guess we will talk. Suddenly, the klaxon sounded, interrupting Shields' moment. Red alert! The Pact fleet has made its move! Shit. Now of all times. Shields sprang to action. His past self was about to come running out of the door any moment now. He had to hide. We'll be in touch. He ran down the hallway and vanished. Okay. Is this all the same? No. As soon as he turned around the corner, Claude joined him. So, how'd it go? She believes me, but my other self's not going to be letting Ava detain Chigara anytime soon. Eh? So she didn't try to toss you into the brig? No. We're too close to ever doubt each other again. Sure. Shield's recollection was coming back. Ah, this is the same. Okay. Can I skip? I can. Alright. This is going to be different though, isn't it? Oh god. So, there's going to be one path leading towards her happy end and one path leading to a other end. Good end, whatever. The question is, which is the right choice from now on? It looks like every single route is going to have the encounter with the drone, I'm guessing. So, with Ava's route, I think the best option is to stay concealed? Yes? Why not? We'll see. Alright, skipping. Right. Fight the drone. We'll see what happens. Oh, here we go. We need to regroup with Ava. Let's go. Alrighty. What's gonna happen now? The two of them made their way to the bridge. Crap. We better tread carefully. If the Evacuator shield is still in the bridge, all hell break loose when I wander in. Claude, poke your head into the bridge and tell me if my ever self is inside. Alright. Alrighty. Claude leaped into the bridge and looked around. Sure enough, he saw Ava occupied while speaking with the other shields. So basically, Claude is now a he. Interesting. No go, Captain. The commander's busy talking with your other version. Damn. Shields pondered his options. Ava would have foreseen something like this happening. Maybe she left us a clue somewhere else. Come on, I have an idea where to search next. Shields led Claude back up to Deck 0. Shields stopped in front of the executive officer's quarters and swiped his command ID on the door reader. To his relief, the gate opened. Good. Looks like Ava prepared ahead of time. He snuck in and found a note on the opposite side of the door. Pursuing a possible lead. We'll rendezvous later. Godspeed. Ah, but Ava, you forgot to tell me just what this lead was. This doesn't help me much. He stepped back outside and spoke to Claude. It looks like Ava's onto something, but doesn't quite know what yet. We'll have to proceed without her for now. You know, I don't know about that woman, Captain. Shields ignored Claude's doubts. Yep. If I recall correctly, Chigara's in the sickbay right now. The Liberty suffered a hit to its shoulder maneuvering valve during the battle in my timeline. If history is still playing back the same way as before, then the Evacuator shields would have admitted her to the sickbay, just to be on the safe side, despite Chigara not sustaining any major injuries. This is the best chance we'll have at capturing her. We'll just go to the sickbay right now and take her. Actually, there's another problem. There's also currently another Claude Trilo in the sickbay right now, tending to Chigara as we speak. What? Aw, isn't it obvious? My old self exists in this timeline as well, piloting the Bianca and serving as the ship's loony doctor. I've read this before. She wouldn't just disappear because I time warped here. Shields rubbed his head, so there was another wrinkle in this plan. Well, your past self's a time traveler too, right? So why don't you just walk up to her and explain the situation? Sorry, Captain, but there are certain reasons why I can't do that. It might be related to the fabric of the universe tearing right in half. In fact, I think it'd be best if I remained out of sight of my past self for the duration of my stay here, for all our sakes. What the hell is Claude getting at here? Captain, aren't you also forgetting about something else? If we remove Chigara from the battle tomorrow, then we might not even be alive for the victory celebrations. Ah yeah, the thing with Fontana. Yay. Claude's right. If we prevent Chigara from entering the mine stream to restore control of Fontana's ships tomorrow, we'll effectively be signing our own death warrants when we're all slaughtered tomorrow by the very packed ships which were supposed to reinforce us. Unless, if we were somehow able to send an encrypted transmission to Fontana now, warning him of the Trojan, then he could potentially start devising a countermeasure right now. At the very least, he could pull his forces back so that the prototypes can't use his ships against us. There's an encrypted FTL communicator in my office. I could use that. One more thing, if Chigara just vanishes from the sickbay, it's only a matter of time until someone realizes what's happened. If the Evacuator shields hears that his love has just up and vanished, he's going to launch a ship-wide search for her. Ah, yeah. Okay, so this option again. Alright. Oh, these choices. They're all the same, really, but... It's probably not a good idea to get Lynn involved. So, yeah. Understood, Captain. Okay, so here's the plan. I'm going to go to the sickbay and distract this time's Claude, while you sneak in and wheel Chigara's medical trolley away. You'll take her to crew quarter 8, which is currently unoccupied, and wait until I arrive. I'll try to beat a hasty retreat as soon as I can. Once we've regrouped, you'll run into the mess hall and call the other Kyo Shields out, distract him while I sneak into my office and contact Fontana on the FTL comm. We'll then regroup back at crew quarter 8 and relocate Chigara to maintenance room D4. Do you get all that? Understood, Captain. Alright, good luck. Alrighty. T-minus 52 hours before the Liberation Day massacre. 16 hours until Chigara enters the mainstream. Alrighty. And this is all the same, I'm guessing. Right. Do we steal it or not? Thing is, if we steal it, Claude's going to get arrested. And we don't technically want that. So let's leave without it. We're all alone. There's no Kari this time. Alright. And again, we can't exactly go against our goddess. So, alright, let's see. Hello, Chigara. They got in? Seriously? Oh, God. Alright. We've secured the room, Captain. However, still no trace of the other imposter. She may have managed to escape using the ground access hatch. What? Ava! What's she doing? Wasn't she supposed to be helping me? Was she the one who set me up? Shield's head spun as the woman he had put his trust in apparently backstabbed him without a second thought. I doubt that. She's a friendly person. I think she believes you. Hopefully. Take him away, boys. We can find out what he's after once he's secured in the brig. Resume the search for the other imposter. Keep the ship on high alert until she has been found. Understood, sir. As the Marines pushed Shields towards the brig, he tried to face Ava. Ava? Did she betray me? Was Claude right? Was she seriously so devoted to the rules that she assumed all this time that I couldn't be the real Kyo Shields? Or is she seriously so devoted to protocol that she's just blindly obeying everything the other Kyo Shields saying? No, wait. She said she was pursuing a lead. Could that mean that she found out something and all this is a part of her plan to stop Chigara? But if I'm wrong about that, I could end up locked in the brig for the remainder of the battle. What do I do? Oh, okay. Well, technically, I trust Ava, so why not? Schultz decided to play along for now. He felt two strong hands grip his shoulders and drag him to the brig. T-minus 47 hours before the Liberation Day massacre. 11 hours until Chigara enters the mainstream. Bah. Hello again, me. Oh, okay, here we go. Captain, perhaps we should consider the prisoner's warning seriously. Given the gravity of what he's alleging, if it turns out that he is telling the truth, our victory at Sierra would be meaningless if the top Alliance leadership is assassinated, and a far greater conflict between the Alliance and Pact ignites. Is this all the same again? It is. With that, the other shields left the brig. Ava merely sighed, as if she knew this outcome was inevitable, but was disappointed it had come to pass anyways. Ava looked around to check if the coast was clear, then approached the holding tank. She merely held out her outstretched palm and put it against the glass. Ava? Of course. She's sending me a message not to worry. She's already come up with a plan to stop Chigara, and me getting captured was just a part of that plan. Shields outstretched his hand and put his palm up against hers. This was their oath. They would work together until the very end to avert the tragic future. The faintest trace of a smile appeared on Ava's face before she withdrew her hand. With a nod, she faced him one last time before leaving the brig. Now, let's see what Ava has planned. Okay. A short time later, he heard someone knock on the holding tank. Hello again. Shields looked up to see Ava on the opposite side of the glass. She pressed the button to open the cell door. Ava? She immediately handed him a new set of captain's uniforms. Come on, I'm getting you out here. I've managed to get my hands on a new set of authorization codes to go along with that uniform. You'll be able to access the same parts of the ship as before with that. It won't be long until security comes back. Escape through the emergency maintenance shaft. Then meet me inside Life Pod 15, where there are no cameras. Do you understand? Yeah. Eva spun around and left the brig as quickly as she appeared. With that, Shields quickly put on his uniform and escaped into the maintenance shaft, as ordered. Nice place. I remember this. He entered the life pod 15 as told by Eva and found her waiting inside. She stood and faced him. What happened? Did the other Shields catch on to me? No. Your capture was actually my doing. Really? Then why'd you do that? Following what you told me about the chief engineer, I naturally investigated all the modifications she made to our ship's systems to guard against the risk of sabotage. During the investigation, I discovered a logic bomb embedded in the main reactor's controls, wherein the chief engineer could remotely deactivate the entire ship. Okay. So the same thing that happened with Ikari's arc, the logic bomb. There's a few things they haven't actually explained. It's like one of them is how they switched Chigara and Lin around, because they'd have to switch their uniforms as well. And also, how did they manage to stop the logic bomb in the good end, well, the happy end of Ikari's route? They didn't really explain that. Did they find out about it and then got rid of it and then detained her? Or something like that? So she couldn't do it? I don't know. It's weird. They haven't explained it. They haven't explained. No doubt, yet another insurance policy. The prototypes prepared in case the chief's identity was found out. Shortly afterwards, I discovered that you were about to kidnap the chief and stepped right into the prototype trap. Given the circumstances, I had no choice but to assemble ship security to detain you before you made a fatal mistake. Oh, shit. Then it sounds like you just saved my ass. Thanks. Now, the question is, how did you find out about me? I was hidden. Yeah, you're the only person I talked to. Unless you looked at security. Security footage. Possibility. I was merely doing my duty to protect the ship. No. You're always the one doing all the work to keep the ship safe. Once again, I nearly fell for another prototype trap. If it weren't for you, the mission would most likely have failed. Honestly, I'm disappointed in myself. Lately, it feels like I've been failing as this ship's captain. In contrast to her usual angry demeanor, Eva smiled gently. Please do not carry all the burden by yourself. Remember that I am by your side as well. Yeah, thanks for having my back all the time. And just... Ahem. I guess you're not the ship's captain anymore. Then, you're welcome, Shields. A wild adventure to save the day once more, just like old times. Oh, hello, Claude. Oh dear. How's this gonna go? Just then, a certain pink-haired ditz poked her head out from the bottom of the escape pod as well. Tee-hee-hee. Looks like you made out of the brig alive, Captain. Claude? Damn it. Just, where'd you vanish to? You didn't say the magic word. Remember, I can't be put into a situation where I'll be forced to use my powers. When the Marines appeared, I activated my convenient cloaking device and temporarily fell back. It's more fun for me if you figure things out for yourself, Captain. Also, safer for the space-time continuum too. Tee-hee. Please treat me like a normal girl. Using my powers to get out of this mess is strictly forbidden. Right. Damn it, Claude. I bet she has some trick up her sleeve which would let us avert the massacre here and now. But I guess she has a point. Using her powers is outright dangerous, considering what we've learned about the law of casualty. For now, we're stuck with what Claude can accomplish without time powers. Yep. In any matter, the situation is as follows. We must still detain the chief engineer and warn Fontana so that we may survive the battle without her assistance. Further, now that ship security is on high alert, and we know the chief can remotely shut down the ship's reactor, we must avoid detection. The biggest question is how we will capture Chigara without also shutting the ship down. The best solution would be to invalidate the chief's command ID. However, the only person capable of doing that is the ship's captain. Unfortunately, the new uniform I procured for you does not have the sufficient security clearance to lock the chief out of the system. Ah. So in other words, the only person who can detain Chigara without the ship shutting down is the other Kyoto Shields. Correct. But he's completely convinced that Chigara is on his side. Shields racked his brains for ideas. First things first, we have to warn Fontana about the virus before putting Chigara out of commission. I could still sneak into my office to send the message, but now that the ship's security is on high alert, that's going to be nowhere as easy as before. Judging from the fact that my security clearance has not been revoked yet, it appears that nobody has realised I have set you free. I could simply try issuing an order to security to distract them. As for capturing Chigara, I'm almost out of options now. That prior kidnapping was a bust. I could try convincing my other self that Chigara is a prototype and get him to detain her, but that's a total long shot at this point. Come to think of it, there's another option. Asuka? That was a bit scary. When Chigara enters the mind stream, Asuka goes berserk and nearly kills her in my timeline. If we just change the course of events a little, we can get this universe's Asuka to kill Chigara before she has a chance to commit the massacre. I'm fine with that. But this is murder we're talking about here. Shield's chest chilled at his own thoughts. The safety of the entire galaxy is at stake, but to actually arrange the murder of my own chief engineer, not to mention, once again his memories of Chigara came flooding back to him. Oh yes, all these old images, very old images. His chest suddenly twitched at the thought of killing his former lover. I think most people, actually no, never mind. It's never a good idea to kill someone, even if they are your ex. Alright, granted, she had been a spy sent to win his affections from the very beginning, but Shields was still certain the massacre was not Chigara's doing. She had merely been mind-controlled without her knowledge during that time. Certainly, she needed to be captured, but to be killed? Not only that, but Asuka was merely a distraught girl in this timeline. Her attack on Chigara was a moment of desperation brought on by mental fatigue after multiple awakenings. To use Asuka like a puppet to murder her former best friend in cold blood. He knew that if he went down this path, he would no longer be worthy of being the ship's captain. In his own eyes, at least. But this is the safety of the entire galaxy we're talking about. What do I do? There's another option. In my timeline, Asuka's mind broke down from awakening too many times, and she attacked Chigara in a fit of jealous rage when Chigara entered the mind stream. Even though Asuka was ultimately thwarted in my version of events, if we manipulate the timeline a bit, I think we could change the future by having Asuka kill Chigara. I see. In that case, we would not need the other Kyoto Shields to overturn the Chief's command clearance. But this option is all but certain to lead to the Chief's death. Are you sure about this? Granted, I do not know the likelihood of the Chief's survival, no matter which option we pick. Even if she survives, she would be imprisoned for the remainder of her life. I know. Oh god, what do we choose? Do we let Asuka kill Chigara? Or do we basically just detain her? Okay, so one of these is going to lead to a good end, and one of them is going to lead to a bad end. I'm guessing. Honestly, knowing this game, they want me to keep her alive. Understood. Convincing the captain to change his mind will be difficult. I hope you're prepared, Kyoto. I know. But I know him better than anyone because, well, he's me. First though, we'll have to send Fontana the FTL message ASAP, so that his ships are ready to fight with us without Chigara's help. Come on, let's go. Oh, this will be interesting. Very interesting options. I wasn't expecting an option to kill Chigara. Interesting.